I mean, I'm watching VP ban the same exact heroes they banned in game one, so they obviously feel the same as I did, that they didn't have any issues with their draft. But maybe more about how they played the game. But they are going to take the Knicks first pick. So last game, Ford, they first phased it, right? Okay. Yeah, so probably just going to be taking a different approach to this game, even though their first three bans were pretty much identical. I think that you look at last game as VP and you're just like, okay, let's try not to think about this one too much because we just did some really weird stuff in the first 10 minutes. And I don't think it's just like we watched MDL. It was the same thing, literally the same thing. First game, they just did some really weird stuff, didn't play the best, and then they managed to still, what was it? They got like second or third.
Yeah, I believe they got third, yeah.
Yeah, third. Yeah, that's what it was, not second.
And now, well, there's going to be the last strike still big up. As you said, the NA team's favoring that hero. Won't have the Knicks to pair it up with this time, but we'll see which other way they want to go.
I'm actually surprised they just straight up pick it into Knicks. I mean, yeah, it's probably going to be a three, but at the same time, that matchup is pretty miserable. Like, you can't pulse Nova, you get stunned by random edicts or lightnings, or he can even just intentionally walk into a stun. Like, it's not enjoyable. The one thing I will say that Lesh does have is the ability to play around five man. I think a lot better than what a Nyx can.
Yeah.
So that's like the one thing you could say definitively. Okay, Lesh is okay against Nyx because you can walk around with 4 or 5 heroes and it doesn't feel awful. Nyx, not so much. Really depends on what heroes are playing against.
Yeah. Well, VP, they see, a lot of disable and stun again. Do they go for? Looks like they go for Nature's Prophet.
Okay, I like this pick. Good against the Bane.
Yeah.
You can't really like use Nightmare at all. Like if it ends up being a Bane versus Prophet lane, you usually just favor the Prophet every single time, even with the Treant nerf. Lesh, it's actually not that good against Lesh during like the mid and late game, especially since we kind of assume this is going to be a farm priority Lesh. He's going to be tanky. He's going to have a big mana pool. Your Treants are eventually just going to become like fodder. So this is more of just a lane oriented pick here from VP.
And yeah, as you said, right, like Bane, he's just that guy who's known to just win lanes. But then you have a Nature's Prophet, a hero just pretty much counters him 1-for-1 in lane, right?
Yeah, I would say that's pretty accurate. You just can't you can't buy a stout shield, right? Because you're a range hero, and it's like you're just getting beat on by treants. It's really really annoying. Like probably any ranged hero that goes to lane against Furion's not going to be having a good time.
Yep. Well, Shadowed even banned out. Hero that's been seeing a little bit more play as we've been going. If you didn't know, there's actually 3 other groups going on at the same time, so 3 other matchups. And Rascal, you tell me which one of these you like the most. Looks like Secret's one up over Keen. NIP versus Fnatic, I believe, is still going on the second stream, and then Vici Gaming versus Chaos.
I think Nip Fnatic is probably the most interesting one, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I hear Secret, and they're not playing against like a Liquid or a VP or something, and I just automatically assume Secret are going to win because I think they're the best team in the world right now. So that one's kind of like a skip for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would probably say Nip Fnatic is probably the game I would tune into if I wasn't already engaged in something else.
Yep, Nip Fnatic still 0-0. Apparently the game's going on pretty long there, so if you want to check out some other games, there's going to be a lot of Dota today and tomorrow. A lot of Dota all at once. So, well, Batrider banned out and Ursa as well. So VP still sticking with very similar bans as last game. I think just one difference.
Yeah, the Shadow Demon was a PA, I think, in the last game. And that's about it. So maybe they are going to go back for the Jug. It does fit nicely with the Furion. It just automatically enables your push. You just have Treants, you got your healing ward, you're good to go. You can walk up and hit some buildings. And because they, like this game, I think their lane opening is actually maybe even better than it was in game one because they had like Lich Jug and they had Coddle Brew. Those lanes aren't bad, but they don't necessarily like pressure as much, I think, as like a Nature's Prophet can, like as a consistency thing. Whereas the Lich Jug just kind of threatens kills, and if the Brew Coddle lane is winning, they're basically just spamming the wave. And I don't think Roger did a lot of spamming in the early game, so
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see what kind of direction they want to take.
Because right now, Ford, they're using some of their reserve time thinking about this third pick. You got a Leshrac Bane, got some control, not much beef. You'll take some beef and a lot more control. This hero actually getting banned out in the last game.
Yeah, interesting to note that Forward also think that this is just going to be a solo profit because they've taken out like DS and Bat already. So
Yeah.
they're more worried about the pick potential from the Bat, or perhaps like there's a team fight potential coming out from the Darkseer. Obviously, a Greaves slash Pipe Buyer, which Greaves and Pipe are super value against what Forward have right now. Lich is pretty much all magic damage. I guess Edict is still technically physical, but yeah, like Tiny and Bane, buying a Pipe and Greaves against these heroes makes them feel pretty bad, especially from the support capacity. And we can probably safely assume that it's going to be like 5 Bane, 4 Tiny, or vice versa.
Yeah, it sure seems like that. Obviously, I guess the Lesh and Tiny could swap up 3 and 4, but not really sure how much they play that. And so VP, you see all these heroes. Is there anything that just stands out, like a decent core?
I mean, I feel weird for even saying it, but it feels like an AM game to me.
Yeah.
Like I see Tiny, Lesh, and Bane, and I go, if I get to like 25 minutes, these heroes just literally don't matter to me anymore. But it doesn't feel like a VP thing to pick anti-mage, so I think it's more often just going to be the Jug. Because
Yeah.
Jug kind of has the same thing in regards to the spin. It's much better for the 5-man, and it's a Ramses classic. Like he didn't have the best showing last game, obviously, but it is a hero that I feel like he is one of the most comfortable on that hero just in Dota.
Yeah, I mean, you saw I mean, like you said, died bottom, went top, died again, but he still ended the game with like almost the third most amount of farm. Like he will catch up, and if he doesn't have
Yeah,
one of those bad early games, like he's just a menace on that hero. And they go Ember. We've been
this
seeing
is
a lot.
definitely no one's hero, right?
Yeah, for sure. I don't think
Because
I've
I
ever
know
seen Ramses play it.
a lot of teams play safe lane Ember now.
They do.
So I just don't know if it's in Ramsey's hero pool.
I
I
don't
guess.
believe it is myself. I've watched a lot of their games, and I've never seen him play it.
Okay.
And this
So
hero,
that
he's been seeing a lot of play, though. I don't know if you watched the minor, but this team, the problem was it had like a 28 picks, and it had like a 21% win rate or something. Like, it had a low win
wow,
rate. Yeah,
that
it
is
was bad.
terrible. Actually, holy crap! I
Yeah.
didn't think it was that bad. I saw a bunch of teams do it, and I guess I turn on games like when I'm
Yeah.
like falling asleep or something, and you don't really watch the whole way through.
Yeah.
So I was seeing a lot of Ember, but I wasn't seeing what was happening. But yeah, that's crazy low. I didn't think it would be that bad.
I mean, why do you
Um,
take this hero? Like, well, what does he give to this team?
it's just momentum. You get a pretty good lane, you get like level 7 or 8, and then you just are active all over the map. You can gank, you're very mobile. That's kind of what they want, right? Like Nature's Prophet, he can be anywhere on the map. Ember is pretty much the same, although I think we're still seeing the phase build a bit more on Ember than the bots, right? From the games that you've seen,
I think
has
we're
it been
seeing,
more
like,
phase?
yeah, we've been seeing like phase and treads. There's
Okay.
some people who like going treads as well.
So I mean, obviously with the treads of the phase, you're going to have a little bit less mobility, but Ember is still known for being able to participate a lot in fights. And if that's all you want, and you want this like kind of group of 4 heroes to do stuff, so Ramses can hit creeps, Ember is definitely a hero that fits that role.
Yeah. Well, we see the res. I mean, we might see Ford picking a lot this tournament. They might be the only team too, but Faceless Void again.
Same position, right?
Yeah.
4th pick.
Yep.
Yeah, they really favor this hero. I mean, last game it did a ton of work. Like it was up against a lane that a lot of safe laners would have definitely struggled in. So I think in that game it was particularly good because it was a burst off lane. So typically what you want to pick against Void is like your Venomancers, your damage over times, Jakiros, for example. Heroes that are going to be able to just, whittle you down. But when you're playing against Burst, Void's having a great time. But this is a nice adjustment coming in from VP. They go with the Ember and the Tide. The thing about Ember is that if you Searing Chains, you can't time walk, obviously. Time Dilation does kind of own you, but at the same time, if you catch him with a good slight Searing Chains, you can definitely kill him as well. And the Tide Hunter is just solidification of teamfight. It's your teamfight item purchaser, whether it be Greaves. Heck, it could even be a Ramses Tide, honestly. Like
Yeah,
at this point.
we've seen a bunch of those core tides that just beat ass.
Yeah. Okay, so they banned the PAs. They think it's a Pasha Tide, but we'll see what happens.
Well, one pick for each team. Looks like Ford obviously needs their Yawar hero. We saw them just pretty much 10th pick that Timber, felt like a very good Timber game. Not win the game, but that Timber is going to have a game no matter what, right?
Yeah, that Timber was definitely gonna have something. Like he was kind of getting owned in the first few levels, but as Timber often does, he just gets to a point where can't kill him. He has the Holy Locket and the Yules, then went into the Greaves. Like his itemization was also kind of on point. You can't ever downplay how important itemization is in Dota. You just buy the right stuff at the right time, and you just go, okay, so it is a wait.
Yeah. Oh no, this is looking like it is gonna be.
Ramsey's Ember?
I guess that's the only way they could do it, right?
There's no way he's playing OD, right? I mean, I guess OD is easier to play. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think. Mate, this is.
They're doing
I
some
don't.
meta game stuff here.
I don't mind the pick at all. Like, I think the pick is fine, but it's more of like a can the person play the hero thing.
Yeah.
Because Ember's not something you can just put anyone on and it's going to be like successful. It's actually a super high skill cap hero.
Hmm. So you see his hero all of a sudden, you're kind of surprised by it. Ember OD. If you're forward, what do you need then? You just need survivability. It seems like you have tons of lockdown already.
Well, you definitely can't Timber now.
Yeah.
So he gets absolutely destroyed. You need a hero that's going to be able to go mid. Maybe like I wouldn't hate like a queen or something that just like throws damage into the chrono. It's a matchup that we were seeing a lot in pub games too. Like people were starting to bring queen back. I know mid one in particular likes the hero as well from Secret. You could Lena. I think Lena is also okay. Just really anything that throws out damage that goes mid. Like OD doesn't like own the lane super hard. He's more of just the guy that kind of gets his creeps. So there's actually a few choices I think for forward here.
Yeah. Well, they only have 20 seconds left using all their reserve time here. If they take this early 2-0, you're pretty happy, right? Because you just beat the favorite of this group. You know, all you need is one more
Oh,
BO3, and all of a sudden you're upper.
they could SF too. I forgot SF was banned in the first game, but they could SF.
Let's see. And they will. Good call, Drask, at the last second there. And well, why do you like the SF here? Is it just gives you that 5-man kind of lineup doesn't do bad middle? Or?
Yeah, he does fine mids, and even if you don't like own the first few waves or whatever, you're gonna be able to flash farm, get your Greaves. Usually, you see Greaves sub 20 minutes. I assume that's the build that UR is going to be going for this game. That's actually the main reason why I thought they were going to pick it. It occurred to me because in the last game, obviously last phase banned, they couldn't take it. But you didn't have any team fight items, and no one on your team is going to buy any, right?
Yeah.
Like MSS is going to get his Yules, he's going to get his drums or whatever, like he did last game, and your Void's going to buy carry items. You have no one else to buy Greaves, and Shadow Fiend fits that bill. Plus, BKB absolutely destroys VP's lineup. And Shadow Fiend is a hero that loves buying BKB and being able to use it effectively, and he's damage and chrono. So it kind of checks like all the boxes that you want for forward. So I like the pick. The real shock to me is like I'm gonna like have my eyes locked on this Ramsey's Ember because I'm like obviously he's one of the best position 1 players in the world. No one's gonna dispute that.
Yeah.
He's amazing. But man, I just don't know if I've seen him play Ember ever.
Yeah, same. It's interesting. So, is there ever? It feels like both these teams have like almost similar lineups. Is there? Are we just gonna see like 5-man versus 5 at a certain point, or does VP need more farm on like that OD and Ember than say the forward like cores need?
I don't know. Like for me, you're talking about like how much you want Ember to get, right? Or are you talking about like the
Yeah,
farm
like
split of the
well,
cores?
what do they need? Because it feels like you pick this Tidehunter, right? Normally you want a 5-man with it, but then you have like this Ember as well as an OD, and don't they both need like a decent amount of farm before?
I
they
think
do
Ember is going to be the proactive one. I think no one's going to take more of the one position. Because that's kind of what the heroes fill into, right? Because when we first saw the Ember, we were talking about it, like what role it actually fills is the really active hero of the team that also kind of just gets farmed. But I think no one is going to play more of the one position this game, even though he's going mid. And Ramses is going to be playing more of a 2 style that's more active and like going around the map, looking for fights and stuff like that. So at least that's what I expect. Maybe they both farm.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I feel like if they do that, then it's going to be really tough because, again, forward are going to have the Greaves, I would assume, pretty early, assuming UR doesn't get totally owned in lane. But yeah, it'll be interesting. Like, this is going to be... If I had to look at it just based on draft, I think if forward play like they did last game, I actually favor their heroes.
Yeah.
But, you know, anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly. As you said, right? Like, who would have expected Ramsey to die twice in 1 minute last game, and it could have costed him pretty big chunk of the game. We already see the runes here, and it will be Universe taking the tree throw first. So, for a while, that's all the people got, right? You denied, you harassed, did it all. But now that it's been nerfed, do you like seeing that still, or are you a fan of the toss that more people get? It seems.
I think the toss is much harder to use in this game. Like, you're walking to a lane as a 0 armor hero against a Furion, and you know you're going to be laning against a Furion because that's just what secures the Ember of the lane, right? So if you have that matchup, I don't think toss really does anything. Like, you're either going to get hit by treants or you're going to stand around going, how the heck am I going to get a toss that's actually meaningful?
Yeah.
You could do some like lane pull shenanigans and stuff, but I assume Solo's going to be on top of that as well. So I think that the tree grab is the correct choice in this situation.
And middle lane, SVG, you don't see many of these two heroes middle, but just bullies no one out of the lane. Does bring a health potion. And top, it is going to be Faceless Void versus Tide Hunter. Tide, once he gets like level 2 or 3, should be pretty happy here, right?
Yeah, there's definitely no way this lane should ever kill. Like, I don't see how they're gonna take out Pasha, even if Resolution like somehow manages to get over leveled, which I don't really see happening. Yeah, he's just gonna be fine up here.
As you said, we watch bottom. Solo versus Universe feels so bad that 0 armor hero Soul just right-clicks down with the Blightstone as well. Well, top stun, double stun does go out from Roger, but won't matter. SVG will eat a little bit of damage himself. Quite a bit, actually. They'll chain the denies together. So.
Yeah, it's the same story as game 1, where both teams are just going to kind of be farming for the most part. I think if we're going to see a kill, it's probably going to end up being bottom.
Yeah, it feels
so
like...
yeah, just exactly like game 1, with the kills are going to be bottom.
We'll see if that happens, obviously. Tiny level 1 only the tree grab, but once it gets level 2, you have the toss or the stun. Little pressure, and just a ton of harass coming out, and you see MSS commits for that big Wild Wing. Uh-oh. All of a sudden, Solo is taking a lot of damage, but no stun from MSS, using it to clear the creep. Solo knew that. Doesn't need to be careful, because he does have it up now. But look at this, man. Nature's Prophet. Still quite the hero in lane.
Yeah, even with the Tran nerf, he still owns. Look at him, just bopping him.
I mean, 62 base damage too, doesn't feel too bad. Haste Rune will get taken by no one. Brings a chicken as well, has a stick. And well, what are we looking at? Sorry, go on.
No, I was going to say, it's a little bit surprising that, you know, the OD is doing as well as he is, considering that SVG was there for a wave or two.
Yeah.
I mean, Yawar is going to get farm. It's just going to happen after Shadow Fiend does. But it is nice for VP that no one's able to secure this kind of CS early.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, it's not like OD, like his old build used to just dominate a lane. Nowadays, it's just, you know, get farm, secure range creeps, but he's doing an amazing job just shutting down Yawar. Well, Banish will come out middle. Top lane looks like we're fighting over the pull-up here at the big camp. Pasha will walk over. Actually, man, MSS harassed out a lot, so a lot of people taking damage in these lanes, but it is tough to finish them off this early.
Yeah, no one forces Yawar to pop a salve in mid, gets a lot of damage on him. He's just a farm fest. Wait, I mean, it's going to be like this until Ramses gets some levels. Like, I think when he hits 6 or 7, you're going to start seeing a lot of action. You know, Pasha's going to get Ravage and stuff, and then...
Ramses is taking a lot of damage here. MSS taking even more. Bull has come out. Nicely done. Locks him down. He's going to go for the stun. He fakes it out. Solo might just get this first blood. Needs 2 more. Gets blocked by the creeps. Oh, but the one right click isn't enough. Treant chasing. Tower will kill it, though. Now, I don't think Solo can die here either. Oh, he's going to try TP. Willie, the stun comes out and hits MSS. Big plays there, sticking around. Didn't have to, but he does. And oh, looking like a guaranteed first blood from VP, but just turns around with the Fairy Fire.
Man, that was a very optimistic TP. Oh, in the base, Solo, he's going
He is, and he gets it with the...
He even warded for it, dude. Okay, I gotta be honest. I don't think that's worth it, placing that ward like that. Yawar mid lane 2. One more hit.
And the stun misses, but oh my god, he's still juking. No, he'll die. And Roger loving it. He has boots already. So it is 2-1 for VP right now, and that's a big kill on Yawar. With OD just free firing middle as well. 18 and 13. Look at those denies.
Yeah, this OD is popping off for sure. Really surprising again. Like you started with a dual lane. You know, you got to get those hits. You got to get the last hits. It's so important for Shadow Fiend if you want to snowball the lane.
It is. Bottom lane, Trap's going to come out. Looks like it's just for this bounty rune. Roger rotating bottom. Good rotation from him. And looks like VP going to take 3 runes here, with Pasha taking 1 top as well. And middle lane, we're seeing a TP. I think Yawar might just be dead here. TP's flying out for his team. Maybe not. Does no one have his ulti? He doesn't have stick charges, but uh-oh. Solo might have been a little cocky again. They look for no one, won't get him. Stun comes out, and Roger having his teammates back right there. And they'll just back out. A lot of heroes middle still.
Forcing a double TP though, and I think as long as you have Pasha in like this 1v1 against Void, he's happy. Doesn't have to worry about like the Bane or anything being annoying. So even though they're like forcing moves out of forward, which is kind of what you want. You never want to be the one really playing reactionary Dota in most cases. Like obviously there's always exceptions. Solo gonna die to the tier 3, yeah. He's just
his ward's not getting denied, by the way. You don't mind if it doesn't get denied, right? Because now it sees if the chicken leaves base or something like that. Oh, easy kill bottom lane SS we watched.
I thought they were just going to kill it right away, but I guess they didn't notice. Maybe he placed it, like he TP'd in the trees, so he probably placed it like while he was still in the trees.
Oh, and no one picks up the invis. Universe stuns, but with that fade, time goes away. And VP, you talked about it, right? Very first game of MDL, VP looked kind of like last game, and now they turn it up a notch, it feels like. The one warm-up game. Everyone gets one, I guess.
To me, it felt like in the last 2 tournaments, they just literally don't... You know how a lot of teams play games before the match?
Yeah.
I feel like VP just didn't do that or something. Like, that's always what I think when I see how they play in the first match, but
you
lane again.
Oh my god, they're just dying. He does dodge a stun, gets put on. They need some rotations. SVG actually comes on over. Sleep's gonna fly out, goes on solo. Now will get a raise, gets a double raise, gets a triple raise, right clicks going there, it will be. And he stays alive because he has no mana to burn. And a good turnaround there. That's a 3v2 turnaround. Not too shabby for Yawar and SVG there.
As soon as that stun missed, they should have just ran. Like, oh, sleight of fist. Ramsey's not level 6, just doing a level 5 walk mid.
He
Solo coming from the back.
Is he gonna get it? He needs 2 attacks, I think.
No.
Oh, and doesn't get him. Oh, the slight misses too. Dude, there's a lot of heroes. Ramsey's in trouble. It's gonna throw the bolus. Solo actually goes down, and we're gonna watch this Ramsey's kill though. All of a sudden,
dude,
weren't we just what? What just happened? Like VP, good ganks, good fights, and then they do this one really weird dive, and look at this, the 4-man shrine. Feels
Why is your
good.
level 5 Ember walking mid to try to kill the SF? Oh man, this is a weird one.
And look at it. Did you know it was almost up to a 3K lead for VP, and all of a sudden, less than 1,000 gold again. And this Void, he's keeping up with the tide. Actually, same CS, just a couple more denies. And stun comes out on Ramses again. Do you think, I've been hearing about, like, is Crown too good at the side shop? Oh, wait up. Hold on, we're going to look again. Stun flies out. They're going to look for Roger, and that's an easy kill. Ramses might get turned on. He is level 6 now. Probably too hard to kill.
I don't think it's too good. I think the side shop has been nerfed enough. Okay. Like, it has been gutted. Like, you can't buy a Bassi there anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, Ramses.
Trouble again. Oh, we actually going to go forward now. Roger's here. Is going to hit the stun. Will it MSS doesn't do any damage because of the raindrops, though. They're looking. Roger. Creeps get sown by Solo, so the Edict doing way less damage. Sleep will come up from Solo, wakes himself up. Universe just smacking that ass. Good block there with the treants, and well, okay. Wakes him up, and well, 3v3 bottom lane, but no one will, or pardon me, nobody dies in that bottom lane. No one free farming middle. SF to the jungle, as you see before. Not the worst thing for an SF, but he
does it really quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and plus, because he is going to be going for the Greaves build, like he gets the Arcanes, and that's going to give him more jungle sustain, so he can just walk mid, you know, double raise or whatever, maybe even just throw out one and auto attack him down, walk back to the woods. Bottom lane, SVG, getting caught here.
It looks like one more right click will be enough. I've got a question. I've seen some Tide Hunters in the off lane, they just go no boots Vlads, while some go the mana boots. Is there like, when do you go each one, or is it like a preference thing?
I think it's preference, but having boots in a game like this, like if you want to be active, you definitely want boots.
Yeah.
Like if you just plan on like AFK farming and you're completely content with how your mid and your bot lane are going, you can probably just go Vlads and buy some clarities and stuff, and it's going to be about the same mana. A little bit better sustain because lifesteal mid
Oh, you
lane.
are. He might just get ravaged here. He'll throw out a raise. Here we go. Gush goes. He probably wants to ravage 2 heroes. Will they throw it out? Yep, right on Rezo, but he dodged it. No way, he goes into it still. Odil flies out. Rezo, though, definitely going to kill Solo here. It looks like needs at least 2 more attacks. He'll just go in instead. Gets it. Still has the chrono. It looks like he's going Mask of Madness first on Faceless this game instead of the Battle Fury. Wants to be a lot more active.
Well, I think it's like the sorry. Yeah, I think it's a lot. It's a lot of damage. It's sustain. It's probably one of the only items that you can get on Void for that cost. That's going to give you the kind of farming capability and also kill potential.
Yeah.
Because like even just a Maelstrom doesn't always feel amazing. Because you're still relying on the procs and your attack speed's not that high. But with Mask of Madness, you're pretty much guaranteed to get like 1 or 2 bashes in a chrono.
Well, Roger level 4 and 3/4 will fly out that tome, so he'll get level 6 when it makes its way out. On the other side of things, what are we looking like? Tiny, he's level 6, Bane level 5, Lesh level 6. And you can tell it's a 1k lead for VP, a lot better just in general rotations, as you said, this game.
Yeah, I mean, minus the
weird, the dive middle,
gank.
Well, we'll ignore that one. That was an odd one. Looks like a full Vlad's now on the Tidehunter with those arcane boots, so as Tides always do, he'll be coming online. Bane actually has the tome, gonna be level 6. And we'll see. Might be some more rotations coming out with all these big ults coming up. Solo just farming up himself in the jungle. Still broke even on this Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, he's living the struggle life. He's not 6 yet. Once he gets 6, he'll be able to accumulate a little bit of money.
How do you use your ulti as a like? We can talk about the lane, right? Summon Trinks, all that, but how do you use a position 5 Nature Prophet ult?
You're pretty much using it exclusively for fights. If there's ever a point where there's a lot of downtime and you're super far ahead, you could probably ult to farm, but most of the time you're using it for damage in the ganks.
Well, and where do you cast? Do you cast at the opposite side of the map, or how do you do it now?
Most of the time it's either opposite side of the map or at least 1 lane away. Okay. Like, sometimes if you get super unlucky and there's too many things on the map, you might not hit the hero. But if you do it, like, say you're bottom and you cast it mid, most of the time you're going to get hit.
Uh-oh, and look at this middle. They're going to find him or bottom river, pardon me. They're going to look for Universe. He gets put under. This should be a kill here. And they're just going to bring him down. Does toss him away, though. Traps him in. Has a Quelling Blade. Actually eats out Roger. Doesn't have the stun. Universe. It looks like no one was just scared of a full-out team fight happening there. So won't commit for the kill. And they're just going to back out. This Resolution, though, almost level 11 now. Are you worried? I mean, Faceless Void counters Ember and OD decently if he gets on top, but...
Well, that's what the Tide's for, I think, this game. It's because they, after the first match, they said, okay, they're Void players, they're going to pick the hero. Might have to hold that thought, though. 3-man smoke here from forward.
Oh, and if they get no one here, but I think you might have seen SVG possibly, lays the ward. No pings, though. But look at this, they might see Solo instead. I don't think they want this smoke gang on Solo, though. Not the biggest kill. Middle pings flying, Roger still invis there. TP actually getting a fort stun. Hits Solo, and both teams actually have decent wards in like that mid-bottom lane, like the mid-bottom section, so they know what's happening. There's going to be a sleep coming out. Hits on Ember. Roger is looking. MSS pops Edict. There's going to be a grip. Nice cancel there immediately. SVG, they still bring Roger down, though. Ramses pops drums, tries to run away. Looks like he will. No one is coming on in, though, but uses Slight, has Bolas in 1. They're only level 1. MSS just running away. It looks like they'll get out unless they get SVG, and they will. Who's going to get the kill, though? Looks like asleep. Ramses will get it. A lot of bonus damage on that. The new Sleight of Fist feels good.
Yeah, 160 extra damage, 6-second cooldown. It's really nice for like those long fights where you can just chase. You know, it's the best feeling.
They're going to look for this tower with the Nature's Prophet creeps. Pretty easy. But look at this, they're going to have to back away because Universe, he's cleaning him up. He's wanting that farm. Well,
I mean, he is level 7.
He is.
It's not the lowest level I've seen for a position 4 at this stage in the game. I mean, and Tiny definitely does. Yeah, he's got a lot of damage.
So what do you want to see? I mean, it feels like VP is pretty content with what they're doing. Does Ford have to make a move, or is it like get Rezo involved with this Mask of Madness?
I think it's a lot harder for Rezo this game just because the Tide.
Yeah.
Like, that's the hero where Pasha's going blank, which I think is amazing for this game. Because, like, the whole way that you want to play around Tide is you wait for the chrono, right? If he chronos you, okay, then you get chronoed, you know, so your cores get to do whatever they want. But if he doesn't chrono you, you need to be able to position so you can ravage.
Yeah, SVG trying to defend top lane, but he just gets eaten apart by VP, and they'll get another tower top, looking to push us to about a 3k gold lead for VP. Playing this a lot more methodically than game number 1, and ooh, be careful there, Rezo. Not worth. Checks the rune, you know, maybe he gets a freebie, but seems like teams are pretty good with bounty runes now. There was a while when they first came out, you could see a bounty rune like 17 minutes still.
Yeah. Yeah, nowadays people are much more about realizing. I think it was PPD's team at the time who was always just like, yeah, we need our freaking bounty runes. And they were like the team who did it the most often, and then everyone else sort of like, okay, yeah, this is just good. We should just do this.
I mean, it's just a lot of free gold for your team, right? Maybe not free if you fight for, but bottom. Oh, they're going to look. They're going to find one. It is going to be the Tide. They know that's a hard-ass kill, and they'll just back up, but look who's coming down. Shadow Fiend with the mech, no Guardian Greaves yet. Rezo here as well, and I think they're just showing their hand. They're like, we can 5-man bottom, but rotation, TP from no one, and they want to. They want to fight. He's looking. They're actually going to find one. No, Universe so quick. Gets the toss, but he gets Carapace. Sleep does go out. They're going to throw a stun. Will hit. There's going to be one. It's going to be a Ravage. Hits onto all of them. They're going to look for SVG now. Orbs flying down. SVG's going to die. Will they get Ramses? Will he find Yawar? Looks like he wants to. MSS gets trapped in. Now he'll get put under. Yawar taking a ton of damage, and he's just going to blow up here, it looks like. Will, and they look for another. MSS still runs up to the left, doesn't run backwards, and he'll make it out. But this game, a lot different than game number 1.
That was a really bad spot for forward, because like Rezo evacuated the lane and then showed top like immediately.
Yeah.
So VP knew they could just run at them. And that, I mean, it's a little bit of a miscommunication thing, and it didn't really feel like Rezo wanted to fight in the first place. Like, he doesn't have his BKB, he's working towards it right now, and he's like, look, this Tide has a blink.
Yeah.
I don't really want to go because if I don't have a BKB to protect my chrono, there's a good chance Pasha's just going to hit me with a stun, and I can't hit anyone during the chrono. That's the whole point of the blink dagger in this matchup. So Pasha understanding the matchup very well, and Rezo's like, nah, I don't want to fight, but he shows right away, and then that kind of makes it so they get owned.
Uh-oh, look at this. MSS, as you see, Leshrac versus Nyx Assassin. Not the funnest matchup. Instantly killed. Will get a sleep, though. They should be able to at least pick off Solo here. Tossed in the air, punched once, goes down. Roger, though. Right-click's going to go. He's trying to dodge a stun. Won't be able to. Can they get this kill? Level 3 Carapace is there. Oh, just hits him with the dilation of time. Will stun himself, and Universe gonna help Rezo pick him off there. So they do get a little bit on the backside of that.
I mean, it's a 1 for 2, so at that point, yeah. I think that the...
Ooh, middle too. They will get a free tier 1, and look at that. Blue actually ping it out. They probably didn't expect to just lose that top grip. It comes out. Are they going to be able to kill Ramses? They need to chain these together. We have the stun. Do we have the toss? Don't even need it. They get the kill on Ramses. 380 gold. Nice sleep on OD. Has his Midas up. He will use it. Will chase down. Here comes Solo. Universe has a Quelling Blade, though. Just eats out. Will summon trees. Can he block him in? He's actually turning around. Chrono on the back end. Whiffs from Rezo. And now MSS. He's in a little bit of trouble using some Pulse Novas. OD finds one. It's Universe. He goes down the back. They're going to chase for more, though. They get the Carapace, and once again, an easy one. And now SVG, guess what? You might be in trouble as well. Roger sleeping. Treants aren't going to wake him up. They pop the Shrine. Double raise on the uphill. Pasha actually does take a lot. They put him under. He's trapped. Ulti will fly from Yawar. Slows them all down. They get the stun. OD ulti. He's dead. See you later, Rezo. They move forward. Ramses hits the bolas, and we might just be seeing another one. Look at this. Ramses wants more. He's going to look for SVG, but on the backside, under. No one more attack. Doesn't even need it. And they all get out. Roger slept up, but VP just runs them over in the jungle in these little skirmishes.
Yeah, that wasn't even a Ravage. That's the terrifying part. As soon as the Chrono was whiffed, that fight was over. Like that. No. The ability is so important for their team. Like, in order to function in a fight and get damage out and like secure a kill. Like, obviously they had just committed the grip a little bit earlier to kill Ramses, but yeah, as soon as the Chrono whiffed, you got to get out.
Yep. And what do you think of this solo item? I know he goes stranger items sometimes, but this might be a first for me. Veil Nature's Prophet. I know it's good damage, right? But why is he getting it?
Well, I think he's the only person on the team who wants to buy it. Like, if you look at no one's like item progression, he went for Midas and he's going for the Kaya straight into BKB. So he's looking to hit his timing and just end the game. Mid lane.
Uh-oh, yeah, they're looking for him. Will they actually kill Rezo before he gets off that time walk? No, he goes forward. They're looking for Ramses. He dodges uphill, slights him again. He is playing very cocky. I mean, we talked about we haven't seen Ramsey play much, but it feels like this is a very cocky hero for him to play. And he'll just TP on out. And, well, we have the Faceless Void. BKB is flying out now. Is this... You got to make something happen here, right? Or does it even matter with Tidehunter still up? Like, you won't get stunned. But it feels like your entire team having to play around Ravage is just so hard right now. Bottom, they're looking easy kill on MSS. They might look for more stun on the backlines, hits on the 2. Solo TP's uphill. He might die for this. Nope, just pops Veil. Solo does have a Sprout, but Quelling Blades, and now, yep, they find one. It's going to be Nyx. Or SVG, who knows who found who. They go over, and well, you're just dead, Bane. Brain saps off, won't matter. Ramsey's kill. And it just feels like the pain train's coming through.
I think that this is VP's like strongest timing once the BKB comes out on the OD. I think that's literally where they want to try to end the game. Because if the game stretches out, Void is eventually going to get to a stage where, again, he's going to chrono and the heroes are just going to die. And you're not going to really be able to protect him. I guess if no one's in the perfect position, he can cast Astral, but the range isn't super long, even at level 4.
Yeah.
So if the hero's like in the middle of the chrono, you're not really going to be able to be saved. Besides that, yeah, there's not really much. I guess you can Sprout him. I forget about the interaction a lot, but if you Sprout the hero inside the chrono and there's no ward, you actually can't see him.
Yeah.
So
we've seen it used before, and there we go. Rezo goes uphill. This is a smoke gang. They know VP probably a decent amount ahead. They need to make something happen. But look at this. Nyx Assassin goes in. Do they not have a sentry? Oh, we see Pigs. There it is. He's going to sleep him. They need to get this kill before the end. Universe stun toss combo into the air. Gets his Carapace off, though. They're nervous to go in, but Roger should just die here. It is a kill. Maybe not the best one, but they could think about going to Roche. Is that what Ramsey's or Resolution's doing? Pardon me. Looks like he might. Just scouts it out, though. Doesn't do it.
It's pretty slow if they wanted to Roche right now.
Yeah. And no one flying out his BKB.
Oh god, don't get the Curry killed. Jeez, that was close. If they killed his BKB, that would have been awful for VP.
That's just what, another 3-minute window there for forward to get a lot of stuff done, and
Yeah.
will save it. Whoa, Ramses actually comes over. He actually finds Jawar, instant Guardian Greaves, but he gets slowed by the Gush. And now he's gonna go for the TB. Do they have anything? Oh, he thought about waking up Tide, maybe a Ravage, but probably didn't want to commit it. They will move forward. SVG, you were a good friend helping your teammate, but you probably are gonna die now.
Yeah, that Nightmare definitely saved you, 100%.
Yep, and there we go. Gonna move forward, Sleight of Fist, hits the bolas, easy kill for Ramses. And they're just trying, Rezo's like, I don't even know what I need to get. I'm going, I want to, he needs at least a damage item now, right? 22 minutes in, everyone else has items. You got to be doing a little bit of damage. But it's hard, because his base, they're on the front door.
Yeah. You know, the pace of the early game for VP was just a little bit too fast, I think, for Forward to deal with. And that's just because, again, Safe Lane Ember and Prophet together.
Yeah.
Like, those heroes can just be so active. And MSS...
Top. Yeah, you talked about the counter. They do have Universe here to help out. Roger might be the next one to die. MSS does get trapped in. He should go down as well, but SVG, he's here. Ulti gonna fly through from Solo. Will it come? It does, but the sleep dodge by SVG. Oh, no, it's a 3 to 4-man chrono. They hit them all. BKB does get popped. They bring down SVG. Universe trying to run. There's going to be the chrono. They look for no one. Can they bring him down time? Sure looks like they can. BKB's up. No, he used it. Will he get bashed? He does. Not doing that much damage. They're just going to turn around now. Resolution in a lot of trouble. He won't be able to make it out. Ulti from Yawar does a little bit. Slows him down, but now he's just getting blocked and not looking good. Universe actually looking for no one. They might find him. He puts himself on him before the toss damage. Now they move forward. Universe is doing work, but not enough. They chase down Yawar. They chase down Universe. Maybe not Yawar. Pasha, he's hitting him with the sword. The sword, the gush, will come out. And guess what? He has the gush damage. Stun toss comes out. Solo dies. But now, Universe, he's done a lot of work. He's trying to defend him. And Pasha's TV's out right in front of SVG. 10K lead now, 24 minutes. Almost a Radiance on Ember.
Man, that... Like, the OD not dying inside of the chrono is just so sad to watch. Like, that's... Like you mentioned, it's one of the downsides of, like, not having the damage item. You know, he's got the Mask of Madness and the BKB, but he didn't have, like, a Maelstrom or anything else.
SVG Steals the Arcaner. Now he gets a grip with the stolen Arcaner. Stun's going to go off and actually hits on a 2. They get 1 kill on Roger. Atos comes out. They toss him back. They find the Tide. They have a very good chance of killing this young man. And Feeble goes out. Instantly canceled by the Kraken Shell. They're going to look for him. Pulse Nova's there. They stun. They run at him. This should be the kill on Pasha. And all of a sudden, 2K gold skimmed off the top of that.
Okay. That's really, really good for Forward, because this is the timing where VP is going to feel the strongest, right? They just revealed their 10-second BKB on the OD, and now there's a window where he doesn't have Hex yet, but there's going to be another damage item up, or I should say the first damage item up on Rezo, and he's going to have Chrono again. So this Chrono plus a damage item could easily mean Roshan for Forward. Whereas VP, I mean, obviously as the game goes longer and longer, you're going to see Hexes and stuff, you're going to see a lot of, I guess Ramsey's going for Radiance, which is also, it's okay. But, yeah, the Hex is a big thing. Forward don't want to have to deal with that, because it means that your Void can just insta-die, and you don't want that.
Man, this Tier 1 stood a long time. They have it top and bottom on Radiant, but it will finally go down in the safe lane for him. Rezo's going to get level 18, and whoa. Ramsey's actually here, and yeah, Rezo will scare him out. There will be, look at that, Maelstrom picked up, level 3 ulti for Faceless. Maybe a little bit of a timing for them. Solo drums. What do we got? Any surprising items besides that? So you didn't sound convinced about the Radiance on Ember. Why?
I mean, if they want to go for a later game, I get the Radiance.
Yeah.
It's just, do you really want to go safe or go late game against a Void? Like, you're relying pretty heavily on your ability to initiate fights correctly, because one good Chrono in a, like, 35-plus minute game is all it's going to take. Because eventually, you know, Rezo's going to get more items on top of his current set. He might even eventually get a Silver Edge for the Tide, you know. Who knows what kind of damage he's going to be doing. Yeah. So Radiance is that item where if you can stay in the fight, it's fantastic on Ember, because you're doing so much damage, and there's only one BKB for now. Soon Yawar is going to have his. But yeah. I guess it's just one of those things where if you're playing this fast, I feel like Maelstrom just is better for the style that they were doing. Because you could have had it, right? You could have had the Maelstrom in fights, and it's a lot of damage for the hero.
Well, he is just farming bottom still. Roger sitting behind him. And this is the least confident we've seen VP play this game, honestly. And from a 10K to now a 6K lead only, Pasha has the Blink Reg, but they are going to pair up here, and this could be a 5-on-5 fight. It looks like actually only Yawar, not with the Dire team, while all Radiant together is 5. And uh-oh. It's a pretty nice find on Leshrac. He blinks forward, will be asleep. This is just a kill. Yikes. And they're just going to go right into Roche off the back of that. And now you see, they were still a lot of gold ahead. When they do have that Ravage up, they're still pretty damn scary.
Yeah, that was also the worst way to start a fight. It's like someone just getting immediately...
Too.
Yeah. Like, that's the thing. MSS is so important for their fights. He does a lot of damage, but he needs to be alive. And if he's the one who gets caught, all you really have is a Nightmare save and a Chrono, and it feels real bad to Chrono like one hero to try to save your position 3. You can't Chrono like that. Because if you do, you're just immediately giving the fight to VP.
You do see the problem, though, VP's lineup. Not the best Roche hitters here. Vlad's with the Nature's Prop, but still, it's very slow. MSS alive, he's TPing in. I think this Roche is still going to be standing by the time he gets here. And perma-bashed is this Tide Hunter. They're going to go in Universe, actually, to stun toss combos. We'll get Spirit Vessel getting right-clicked on the backside. Look at this, Resolution gets chained. There's going to be a Ravage. Hits 3, OD, ulti hits 3 as well. And all of a sudden, the entire team of Dire is just dead. Chrono comes out. Can they bring down the OD during it? And there's the Sprout you talked about on the backside. Ramses does die to Yawar. They kill each other off, and uh-oh, Grip flies. They will get the Nyx Assassin. Gush goes out. SVG looking to be the next one to die. No one actually just fighting him with no life. Doesn't have the Aegis yet. He's just fighting cockily. And now they go forward. Will he get a bash hit? No! But he's still pushing forward. Yawar with the buyback running in. Does have all his raises. Not much damage since he lost half his souls trapped in. And ooh, the triple buyback from Dire. They will find Solo. He'll probably just end up dying here for the greater good for VP. Maybe. Oh my god, he gets out.
That feels so bad.
And the tip goes out in this game.
I mean, maybe they can get Roche. I mean, it's 5 seconds or ish until everyone's alive again. They know there's no Ravage.
You do have that presence of the Dark Lord. You do it quicker, but they find Solo. Solo actually scouts out. They're not going to make it in time. It looks like Dire will pick it up. No one's here with the Shivas. They get vision. Resolution picks it up. BKB popped. SVG goes down. They want more. Pasha blinks forward. Roger here as well. He is going to carapace. Stun comes out. They will at MSS. Will they find more? They're looking. SF running the long way. Looks like because of that, he will survive, though. So they get the kill on Roche, get some gold. You get the Aegis, but they lose 2 and no buybacks. Is this just a Rax?
I mean, I don't know how they're gonna fight without Chrono. Like, that spell is so integral to what Forward want to do.
And even
it's
without,
just the
go on, sorry.
Pasha's Ravages have just been so good. Like, a lot of the time, it's safe to just wait for the Void, and then you just counter-initiate, make sure at least he's the only one doing damage to Chrono.
Yeah.
But Pasha just sees the good Ravage, and just immediately jumps, knows that his OD has Sanities, and just... The SF completely was out of health and mana instantaneously. Like, he doesn't even have... He doesn't have his BKB yet, so when that combo happened, he wasn't able to BKB Requiem to equalize kind of the initiation. It was just, they were so far behind. Rezo's Chrono came in like a good 5 seconds after the fight was already over.
Yeah.
And again, he chronoed a hero and didn't kill it. That's the second time this game where we've seen him chrono the OD and not be able to do enough damage to kill. This time, obviously, it was because of Sprout. I mean, at this point, just swap your freaking Quelling Blade in, man. Like, the stick is not winning you the fight. You need to be able to hit the OD.
And as you said, you brought that up, just the Sprout just completely nullifies without the Quelling Blade, can't get out, and SVG, well, he's going to try to help his friend farm, but this is looking rough. You do have... does the Aegis on Void... Is VP too worried about it, or do they just wait it out, or get pickups on other lanes, or...
They can wait it out, honestly. I mean, at this point, it's pretty much... VP feel like they're playing like their normal selves, almost.
Yeah.
Which... Oh, Roger?
Looking bottom, yeah.
I don't know. This is a tall order.
They need a +1, it feels like OD or someone, and Roger's just going to run away. Doesn't want to get baited in.
No, that's good. I mean, scouting the Void, he wasn't actually sure where the rest of the team was, because if you look at the minimap right now, like, BP can't see any of Forward's heroes, so he backs out thinking maybe it's like some kind of bait, because no one was even farming the mid lane. It's a good move to just get out.
Man, this OD with that Midas, 17,000 net worth, a K above resolution. Ember a little bit farther down, but has the Radiance, has 3.5K. What do you want to see? Do you still want to see Maelstrom, or do you want to see a defensive item from him now?
Well, now that he's got a Radiance, you open up other opportunities like the Shivas, Blink Dagger, you know, Octarines. We've seen stuff like that.
Uh-oh, and here we go. We're going to go through middle. There are a lot of heroes here. If Pasha can get this Ravage off, get ready for pain. They are all grouped up. There's going to be one, it only hits onto one hero, but you are, well, he's definitely going to die. He does get BKB, maybe not. Pops the Shrine. Atos goes off. He will get the ulti. They get the grip. He gets the Chronos. Well, they stack some of their abilities. Can they kill? No, and he has so much armor with that shoes. They're trying their damnedest. BKB wears off. They get him. Pasha now as well. Can he go down? He 4 steps over. Rezo wants to get this kill. It's a big one. Gets the blink away. Somehow VP is disengaging from this. After only losing 1, but that's a Ravage down. Oh, and they're actually going to find more. He does. Universe gets to stun Rezo. Right click, and do we see a good Sprout from Solo? He needs to make an amazing one. They need to save Pasha here. Gets the blink again. Now Sprouted. Taking a ton of damage there. Gush, is he dead? He does. Aegis down. Roger, though, will get stunned. Edict gets popped. Stun toss combo. Easy kill. Solo on the backside. OD ulti goes down. There goes Rezo. Yawar as well will die. He's already died back. There's going to be MSS put under at the last second. Universe will get out, but all 3 cores of Forward just drop instantly. My God. They did not expect the buyback in the hammer.
Yeah, that OD ulti absolutely obliterated them. Look at the damage done. 3,500 from the OD during that fight. That was crazy. I mean, it's easy to get really overzealous when you win a fight like that. Your SF gets ravaged, and then you're like, oh man, he didn't die during the ravage. This is actually a really good fight. The Chrono hits the Tide and the OD, and then all of a sudden you're like, all right, let's go. You know, no one dies. Excuse me, the OD dies, and then you're just like, you know, you're chasing. This is good. We can force buybacks, blah, blah, blah. But then it suddenly hits you, wait a minute, he never ultied.
Yeah.
And then the fight just looks super bad, and no buybacks. on the side of forward. The BKB, I think, from UR was just finished when they took that fight near the shrine. And I believe, yeah, the Void finished a Yasha or something. Yeah, I think it's a Yasha towards the Manta style.
And that's it, right? Nobody is this just looking like Megas, and you don't have
It's
the
just,
Battle Fury Void. This game feels 99% over, and they jump forward. BKB pop. Will just right-click the Nightmare, and Ramsey's Radiance burning him down. Good try by Universe to save him, who's had a pretty decent game, honestly, on this Tiny. It feels like on forward, but it just feels like an unachievable task right now. They will be able to defend from Megas, though.
And Rezo's in the back. They
looking.
scanned him, though.
Yeah.
So they know he's the older. They just want to kill him. Ryder's walking up the hill.
He is time walk cast range. Gets more. He is showing bottom, though. Doesn't look like they want to go in quite yet, though.
You know, it's so funny, too. We were, like, talking about how all Pasha's Ravages have been great and on point. But that was, like, the first Ravage where his team wasn't actually close enough.
Yeah. And it looked like right on the left side there's, like, 4 heroes from the... Obviously, he can't see him, but it was just worst-case scenario for him, man. They just want to blow that SF up, but as you said, teammate, even with the Boots of Travel Ember, they're just too far out of reach.
Yeah, it looks like Ramses will be going back for the BKB into Shivas.
Yeah.
And BKB is really solid for him this game.
Yeah.
This is actually something that I kind of wish more Embers would do. When you're in a game like this and there's just so much magic damage, like you're against Les, Shadow Fiend, Requiem, Stun Toss from Tiny, you can't rely on your Flame Guard to keep you alive. It's just not, it's not enough. So having the ability to not only just survive, but keeping your Flame Guard up, because he went for the Spell Amp and the Flame Guard DPS. You see a lot of the Embers take the +1 Searing Chains. But it means that your Flame Guard's basically going to get guaranteed, 10-second-ish uptime.
Yeah. Well, look at this bottom lane. Ramses doesn't even care. He's just pushing in inside their base. And right now, VP, they know they've won the game. They feel like they've won the game. They're just farming up. They know they can only just keep getting farther and farther ahead. Strangle them out. Rezo with that casual Yasha going for the Manta just doesn't feel that farmed anymore, and he just gets blown up by any disable now.
Yeah.
Cool.
I mean, he's going to Manta, I feel, just because of the Ember, but it doesn't bode well for a Void when his team is already kind of suffering from some damage issues. We saw during the last engagements how hard it is for him to kill the UV.
Yeah.
And he always got to go Manta because he's scared of getting, like, Searing Chains and stuff. You would much rather see him just get a full damage item and be able to just kill someone guaranteed in a chrono. But he feels unsafe. He feels like he might just get popped if he gets Searing Chains. And you don't want to BKB it either. Because if you BKB, then how do you protect yourself in your chrono from Ravage?
Yeah.
It's a tough Void game.
It's
a very tough Void game.
And now you like you said in the draft, it felt like VP kind of knew it was coming. They play this hero. They played it before. Same heroes. And done a lot better job. Counter. Look at this. Roger actually gets the blink stun. Will be on Tiny Spear Vessel there. Obviously, Stenson. Chrono will come out. They are going to find the Ember. It looks like Bash hit on the last one. Does get it now. Ulti from UR will slow them all down. No one there. BKB. Ravage only hits on one. It's only a Bane. We've seen this before, though. Universe actually gets a kill on Roger on the backside. Ramses comes back and... All right, forward. Little bit of holding. Double buyback popped. And now Ramses. He has to be a little bit afraid.
That was like a 4K swing in favor of forward there. If they can keep their base, it would be huge.
But look at this. Ranged backs, not healing, almost dying. Trance will just come in and slowly siege it down. And they want it. Will they get it? Pasha thinking about it. There's going to be a stun forward on Roger. Range rack still alive, 15 HP. BKB popped by Ramsey. He just goes in. OD, my God. Buyback coming. There's 3 dead. 3 buybacks. So it's the last one. Grip on the backside on the Ember. Stun comes out. He doesn't have buyback. Nice. 4-step saving him. Gets the sleight of fist. Will ulti away as well. SVG puts himself under to save. And oh my God, every buyback pretty much being used right here. Only the Tide and Nature's Prophet stands. We might see Solo go for a crazy play here since he can TP right back. But it seems like VP will just back it up. They get the range racks.
I mean, honestly, I kind of felt like VP were just going to end it there. Because they, like you said, they solo chronoed.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, they solo Ravage, but they also solo chronoed Ember and he bought back, right? So the Ember was right back in a team fight. He just bots went mid and I'm like, all right, well, even with buybacks, your ultimates are super important.
Yeah.
And I guess it's actually good for forward that they backed out of it because it's 20 seconds until the next chrono. and Forward are smoked. They want to try to get a nice little backstab going here. This is a really nice move.
They need to find someone. Odie is level 25. You see the 60-second Arcane Orb steal, but ooh, Posh is right there. That's a tough kill, but he's not as unkillable as that we saw last game. For that, and look at that blink away. Will be Gush coming out. No one wants to go in. Slight misses. Hits you are that time now. Roger walking uphill. They saw him with the sentry, though. Sleep flies. It's tied.
The Ob's ward on the high ground.
This could be the Chrono. There it is, Chrono. It does hit too. Too bad Universe blinks into it, but they should be able to get this kill. They want to. Can they kill OD? They do. He gets brought down. No buyback. Ramses, if he dies, the game could just be over. They want to get him, but they want Pasha as well. They just want any kills they can, and getting this kill on Tide, who does that buyback, would be big. Actually, Dodge is stun with Force Staff. They get one. They're chasing this Ember, who's a bigger kill. Rezo wants to get it. They have to back away. Pasha goes down. Buybacks immediately.
In the base, solo?
He's solo. What is he doing? He's just making space.
Crazy.
Look at that. A lot of damage actually on the tier 4s. Wait, they're still fighting. Stun goes out. Atos will hit. Roger, he doesn't have a buyback. He's dead as well. I don't think Forward can just end the game, though. If they killed Ramses, probably, but
they need to push out a lane. Like, they're chasing right now on Ramses, but they really, really need to push a lane.
And he actually gets sleep, and it's good. Even though it's Lotus, it only gets reflected. MSS, Stun's going to fly out. They're just going to try to bring him down. They need to chain it all together. Nice toss. They do. No buyback, but the lanes, as you talked about.
Roche is up too.
Okay, so Roche is pretty much guaranteed here, but the game lasts. So Ramses, even though he dies without buyback, buys his team enough time where they'll lose Roche, but not the game.
Dude, that ward is MVP. The ward on the high ground there.
Yeah, that's
the Resolution was sitting pretty much on VP's high ground in the mid just for so long, waiting for an opportunity to Chrono, and then he sees it, man. That ward just set up a fight for them so perfectly.
It feels like if Rezo gets one more item, VP could just be in a world of hurt.
Yeah, it's kind of scary now for VP, because even, your buybacks are still going to be on cooldown for a while. Like, let's see, OD's is... Oh, actually, he just needs gold, so he's short on money. Yeah. But, Rams's buybacks cooldown for 4 minutes, Tide cooldown for 6.5 minutes. So even when they respawn, if you kill them again, they're not going to be able to buy out. And that's huge, because, normally when your 2 racks is down, I mean, they pretty much have 1 melee racks remaining. That's all they got. Yeah. If that goes down, game's going to be pretty much unwinnable. But this is exactly what they needed. I really like that smoke backstab play, like waiting out the Chrono. They established their vision when they left the base, and they took a good fight.
Yep, and Phaseless Void's actually going for a Scotty next. Wants to get a little survivability, and it's still damage. You just get a ton of stats. Always feels good. And has the Aegis. We'll see. Chrono's up. The thing is, every ult's up. You still favor VP with every ult up, right? Or do you?
It's kind of getting to that point where everyone on the side of Forward that really wants a BKB kind of just has one.
Yeah.
It's like the Lesh has one, the Void has one, the Shadow Fiend has one. Shadow Fiend even has a Hex too. So I don't know. It's not as clear cut. Like, yeah, it's a 14k lead, so VP are probably still slightly favored in the fight, but it's not so insurmountable like it felt earlier, where it was just like impossible for Forward to find a good engagement. It is possible, maybe not super likely, but it can happen.
We've been talking, I mean, obviously with MSS moving to the 3 role, he's got his BKB Atos, but Universe on this pretty farm tiny Echo Saber Shadowblade Blink. He's made quite a bit of space in these fights, just killing off the supports. And you look at I think the base thing, right? You look at the net worth, and that's the thing. Bane is SVG. He's just, normal 5 position. Everyone else in this game is pretty damn farmed.
Yeah, I mean, it is 43 minutes, so...
Yeah.
There's been a lot of fighting, total of like, what, 65 kills?
A lot, yeah.
In a 43-minute game, so... The one thing that VP have going for them is they do have the nice buffer. Like, their tier 1 offlane is alive at 43 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, how often do you see that?
With a lot of HP, too. It's not even low.
Yeah, it's like actually almost full health, so... like, Forward are definitely in a position where they can win, but they need another smoke. Okay, they're going to just pop one right now.
And they have a gem on Tiny now, finally.
Yeah. So this is definitely a situation where VP are feeling a little bit of pressure. They're not just running across the map like they have been for the past like 20 or so odd minutes, because they know they don't have buybacks on their important heroes, and it is a losable game for them.
Oh, and look at this. Solo gets found. Hastrin scooped up. This should just be a kill on Nature's Prophet. Oh, whoa. They get it. Yep, stun toss comes out, but wait. Solo's still alive. Oh, my God, there's no way. I was about to say MSS hits the stun. Right clicks go tanky, but they get him. And a pickoff. That's no buyback. I know it's a 5 position, but he's a lot of
It's
their
actually
team fight
big
items.
because it's also side lane pressure,
Yeah,
right?
he's kept middle and bottom pushed out like single-handedly, yeah. And look at this. They get an Atos. Oh my God, he has to BKB it. Ooh. He has the Lotus Orb, has the BKB. So Ramses, and now you have this like Lotus BKB build. Is he missing out on damage like this late into the game with this build, or is it still not that big of a deal?
I think they're just relying on the OD to do most of the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
And it's been working out. Like, every time Sandies comes out, the heroes just fall over.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a huge deal that he doesn't have more damage items. And plus, because there is a Hex on the field, the Lotus is, like, super value. You can put it on yourself and go in. You can put it on the
Rezo.
OD.
Actually, just fighting Pasha will get Heaven's Halberd, and they'll just get out.
He was a little upset that Pasha got the click on him. You know, he got the bounty ring.
Damn, and well, almost a refresher orb now for the Tide. Pretty game-changing item there, especially if you pierce through some of those BKBs before they get them off. Rezo going to continue to farm. Almost has a Scotty, has the Aegis. Well, what's our levels looking like? Anyone coming to anything crazy? We're getting, I think, 25 on that Shadow Fiend for the cooldown reduction in these team fights, especially with the Hex. And look at this bottom. This is looking to be a pretty big fight. Chrono goes out. They just want to get no one. He pops BKB. Can they bring him down in time? It doesn't feel like it. They're not doing enough damage. And now, oh, Posh gets the BKB. Only hits onto one. It is onto Rezo. Can he make it out? He gets mana burn. No one still alive. He actually gets trapped in. There will be the Aegis pop. Stun goes out. Hits Pasha. No one still does a lot of damage. They get the bolus. Resolution might just die here. He's getting right-clicked. Won't make it out. Ramses turns around. BKB does move forward. Oop, double remnants. Moves forward, gets a single now. They will get the tiny. It looks like Ramses right-clicks does. TP out from SVG in a one fight from VP. No buyback. Faceless Void. A just gets it up.
Man, just not enough damage follow up in the Chrono. Like, that's really the biggest issue. I have to double check. Okay.
Refresher pop by Tide. It looks like VP's going for the win here. Doesn't even hide it. He just leaves it on him.
The OD had buyback anyway, so I was gonna mention it was like super stone cold for the OD to not pop BKB there. Like, no one was just holding it, and then I realized he has buyback. It's like, obviously if you BKB at 10% HP, it's bad, but if you buy back, come back into the fight with full health and a BKB, it's way more impactful. Plus, they still have their shrine up because they obviously, you know, still have tier 2s. But yeah, this is gonna be looking a little bit rough. They do have buyback on the Void now. 45 seconds until Chrono though.
Yeah, and look at this. We're seeing the Mailer X will just get pushed in. The Vlads are a little damaged. Atos will end up hitting. Lotus goes on Ramses, eats some stuns, but that's it. Will sleep each other, has to wake up. Now Ramses. Yeah, we're seeing Resolution buys back. Universe will go for the toss. He tosses it back. They actually get the stun. Can they do enough damage? They're going to try. No one will get the BKB up. And there's going to be the grip from afar, though. He's in a lot of trouble. Nice Ravage. Hits on the 3 of them. No one, though. He's still going to get brought down. Doesn't have buyback. We'll have to use it. We will see Resolution dies well. No buyback. Just used it. Solo going to try to TP out. Will he go down? Roger in there with them. He will make it. Roger gets the Carapace off. Still alive. Pasha running away with Enfeeble. Looks like MSS will be able to just chase him down. Nice force staff over. Oh my goodness, is he gonna live on the backside? Ramses still doing damage. Cheese gets eaten, stun goes out. Ramses, he gets saved by no one. There's no way he lives here, is there? He actually sleight of fist dodges some damage, moves forward, actually goes on SVG, so cocky. They will get a raise, won't kill him. SVG goes down. Yawar, he'll go down, dodges it as well. Does get the stun toss, should die here. Universe gets him, Ewelled into the air. Buyback comes though. Universe gonna die as well. This is looking like the end for Forward. Bolas come, SVG locked down. MSS into the base, but good game called, and VP, what looked to be maybe a 20-minute game for them. Forward takes a few big fights, but they will end up tying it up 1-1. Wow.
Yeah, the biggest factor, I think, this game is just like the difference in having the Tide Ravage in fights.
Yeah.
And like how much it changes the dynamic of how the Void functions in the game. I mean, a long time ago, Void and Tide were like super common. Like you would see that matchup constantly, and usually it favored the Tide, just because it's much easier to be able to walk in as position 3 and say, hey, I'm gonna Ravage. And back then it wasn't even as big of an AoE as it is now. It's actually bigger. I think it got buffed by like 100 or 200 range or something like that. But Yeah, it's a really hard Void game. Like we mentioned, DP definitely prepared for it. The Sprout came into play in the mid lane where he
Yeah.
sprouted the OD, and he couldn't hit him. And even when he wasn't sprouted, it just felt like there wasn't enough damage in the chrono a lot of the time to be able to take out the OD before the chrono just ended. And a lot of fights ended up being turned just based off of that fact alone. So
Yep.
maybe a different approach for the next game for forward, because it feels like BP have this one a little bit figured out, or perhaps you want to take a look at your second phase bans and your third phase bans and maybe address the problems there, because the Tide, it did too much.
Yeah, it was definitely an issue, and it feels like in both these games, right? I felt like the Timber Saw was too much of an issue game one, and then this game, this Tide Hunter, just so those big beefy boys seem to be a problem. But we are going to take a quick break. When we come back, game number 3. Who's going to move on? If you didn't notice the GSL style format, who's going to win on to the winners of Group C, and who's going to go on to losers? Where you lose one more series and you're starting that double elim bracket and low bracket. Doesn't feel very good. So a quick break. When we get back, VP versus Ford, game number 3. Everyone, stick around.